Hey everybody, Max here from MaksPlayground, and welcome to a tutorial that I am doing on roofing. Now, I had somebody ask me, hello D, I had someone ask me if I can do a tutorial on how to do a barnyard roof and how I build a barn. Now, I've talked about doing a tutorial for this a while ago, I think in one of my videos, and she had asked if I could do one. So here we are, and I thought it would be a perfect time because I plan on doing a build that requires me to use a barn. So I thought I'd show you guys just sort of how I like to how I do create my barns. I've never really done a building tutorial before, so bear with me here. I hope it is helpful. And if you have any questions regarding this build or this roofing or anything like that, please let me know, as long as it's related to this video. But yeah, so you start off with building I guess you could say, however big you want your build. This, your barn, this could vary for a lot of people. I'm doing at least a 9 by, we'll say 13. You can do a 9 by 14, I guess. 9 by 14. Whatever. It doesn't really matter what the size you make it. As long as, you can do, you can make it to make sure there's an entrance, and as long as you have 2 on the second floor, because this is very important, on the second floor you have to make sure there's 2 spaces, like 2 spaces on the left and the right side. So if you're very into symmetry like I am, you might want to make sure that you have an even type of build, or you could even do 3 if you wanted. If you want a 3, your barn to be kind of more wide, I guess you could say, you can even do that. Make it 3 on the top and have it be a 10 by 14 style. And yeah, I like to do 2, but I'll show you guys what a 3 would look like. You go into your roofs. Now you have to, for sure, go into roof types, and you click on the first one, which is the shed gabled roof, and you take the shed gabled roof, you drag it to the end, and you do that. All right, you do that for both sides. You drag it to like that. Okay, now you go up another floor and you click on the long gabled roof. You can even click on the short gabled roof. It doesn't matter. This is the short gabled roof. The only thing is sometimes it makes a roof like that. Whereas if you do the long gabled roof, it will for sure make a one like this, as long as it has, the upper part. If you want to make a, if you want there to be that type of, that's what I do to make my build, my roofs. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. You have to kind of just play around with the angle of the roof and see, and this is where, like I said, it gets tricky, and this is why I like to do a 3-story or only a 2, like a 2-space roof, because that looks nice, right? This is the only part that kind of gets hard, because there's gonna be that little bump there, and see, like this one, if you can perfect it, you just have to play around with it so that it doesn't look too weird, and then you can play around so that you can make it look a little bit more barn-like. So that's what that looks like with 2. I'll show you guys what it looks like with just with 3. That's 3 spaces. I'll show you guys what it looks like with the 2, just because I personally prefer it just to be like 2 spaces. Again, it's all about preference, so you can do what you want, but this is what I do for my barn. Personally, I wanted to see what it would look like with 3, but I'm going to show you guys what it looks like with 2. again, you go and you go to the first one, which is shed gabled, and you pull it along and then like that. You do that, and then you go into roof angle and you play around with how to make it look a little bit more seamless. You can bring up you can kind of bring it up, you can bring it down. Again, you're gonna want to just try to see what angle you can do that'll make it seamless. But yeah. Yep. So basically that's kind of what you do. You just play with it enough that it'll have that kind of barn shape. See, that doesn't look very barn-like. You have to make sure the top part of the barn is a little bit lower so it has that like that kind of shape a little bit, that roof shape, if you will. And yeah. And then what I like to do is I like to kind of put, first of all, I like to kind of do that, or you can put a window, it doesn't really matter. It depends on if you're doing a loft style in the barn, really. So you can go down, you can kind of make a little bit of a loft style, because I don't know, I just like the look of that, like a loft barn. You can kind of, if you want to have a sim live up there, you want to put just like some items like some hay or something, you can do that. Of course, the hay is custom content. And so yeah, and then I like to take, it doesn't really matter which which one you do. You can do that, you can do this, you know, you can make it look like it's like something like that, or you can even do a half wall, or again a window, just, you know, to make it look like there's like a, you know, a space. And then there's a couple of different things you can put to kind of, you can put like columns on the side here. It doesn't really matter what kind of columns. Well, maybe it does a bit, but yeah, you can put columns. These are just some that I really like, and then you can even add like some trim to your barn. I guess you can, yeah, you can add some trim to your barn. Another thing I like to do is put, I like to put just like these things, pillars or whatever, columns on this end of the doors, just to like kind of, I don't know, so I guess you could say like just make it look, I don't know, I like the way it looks. I just like the way it looks. I'm just sorry. Yeah, so then you do that. I like to keep it like an open door type of thing, just because unless you want to close it up, it's really up to you. You can put actual barn doors. I don't particularly think I have any, to be honest, but I know there are some. Please mind the noise in the background. That is a train. But yeah, so basically if you can find some that you want, some barn doors, and then you go right ahead and add some siding, or you can add whatever siding or whatever wallpaper that you want. There's certain types of barns you can do, of course. I love the red style barns personally. Where is that one that I was just looking at? This one here. You can do that, and if you want, you can go in and add you can go in and you can add oh, I forgot one tip, one thing that is very important for the look of this barn. Now, as you guys can see, there's like this, there's like that, the roof, the wall from the roof. You might want to, just for realism purposes, you might want to take that out. I mean, you don't have to, but I would personally. And then can't really, you can add, if you want to add more flooring to that side, like on the where the roof is, you just can't really put anything usable because your Sims won't use it. But yeah, you can just kind of fill that out. You can put decorative objects or whatever you would think would be under there. If you want to add a ladder, that you can. It's again a downloadable object, just like farm items and stuff. The only thing that's kind of annoying is that you won't really be able to paint that, unfortunately. But yeah, so that is a quick tutorial on the making of the roofing for a barn. Oh, that's gonna bug me. And you can use barns for all kinds of cool things. If you want to keep your, you want to keep animals in there. There is so many awesome mods that are out there for farming in The Sims 2. I love farming. You can even make a silo if you want, which is where they keep the grain for the farm. It's not super hard or anything like that. You can just kind of make a little one if you need to. I haven't really made a silo before. I don't usually make silos, so it's kind of a first time thing. You can make them as tall as you want. You make them super tall. If you're wondering what a silo is, it's kind of those tall things at farms that you see, kind of like that basically. But yeah, so you could just do something really quick here. Yeah. This is in one of my neighborhoods that I made in one of my custom neighborhoods, and it's kind of in the farming district. So I thought this would be a good area to put this, and I do plan on making a build with a farm. So yeah, I like to go, like when I have made them in the past, I believe I made one in The Sims 4. I made a barn in one of my builds, and I used a silo, and it turned out pretty well. But yeah, three stories high I think is a reasonable height for it. And then you just go to the top, go to the roofing, pick a roof. I would go with something like this, and this is where it gets a bit tricky because you have to make sure that it fits it without being a little bit, that's not too bad. And then you just kind of poke it down a bit, play with the elevation. You don't want it to go too low because then it looks a bit weird. But yeah, so you do that, or you can even do a you would do something like this. I'm not sure how this will turn out. It might be a bit difficult to get it on. Oh, that's not too bad. Not bad. Maybe raise it just a little. I don't know, can you raise the, I guess you can't raise them. Okay, yeah, so if you want to do something like that, feel free. It kind of looks a bit weird. But yeah, so that's basically how you build a farm in The Sims 2. Or a barn, not a farm, but how you build a farm, a barn in The Sims 2, if you guys are interested. I know, again, it's not the most seamless, but if that doesn't bother you too much, feel free to use this tutorial, share it with your simming friends if you want to, and let me know how you guys feel about doing building tutorials. I'm not the greatest person to do tutorials, but if you guys want to see more, I can definitely make more in the future. If you have any questions relating to this build or how I did something in this build, please let me know and I will do my best to answer. If you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more Sims 2 content. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will be talking to you in my very next video. Bye!